Yes, it is Friday, which means it's me, you, and previews and predictions. Let's go. And we're gonna start with Fulham versus Tottenham. After losing to Liverpool last week in the league and to Gent midweek in the Europa League, Spurs are reeling right now and they could be up against it at Craven Cottage in the 5th round of the FA Cup. And I only say up against it because Fulham have won 4 out of their last 5 games. So their confidence is sky high. So my prediction, 1-1. And then the tie's gonna go back to White Hart Lane and then Spurs will win 3-1. Next up, it's Barcelona versus Leganes. Because only one team in La Liga got their asses handed to them midweek in a European competition. Except for Villarreal also got their asses handed to them by Roma 4-0. Specifically, Edin Dzeko, who can't stop scoring goals. So let me do this again. Because only one team that has a chance to win La Liga got their asses handed to them midweek in a European competition, and now poor little Leganes, who are 1 or 2 losses away from being a permanent fixture in the relegation zone, are gonna feel Barcelona's wrath. So my prediction's gonna be Barcelona 4, Leganes 0, and then everybody in Barcelona land's gonna be like, look at it, we're fine, everything's fine, MSN scored, it's great. We're all doing well here until you play PSG again, and you'd be like, oh yeah, that's right. We're not as good as we thought we were. And now it's time for Hertha Berlin versus Bayern Munich. After a fantastic start to the season, Hertha have lost 5 out of their last 7 games, and they're now dangerously close to slipping out of the top 6. So this is me giving them some love before they slip into mid-table purgatory, and I never talk about them again. Unfortunately, they're playing against Bayern Munich, who made Arsenal look bang average a few days ago, and they're gonna wanna continue to keep that form going and to continue to create a gap at the top of the table in the Bundesliga. That gap is currently 7 points. So my prediction's gonna be the Bayern train is gonna keep on rolling over Hertha, choo-choo to 0. You guys get it? Because I said two choo-choos and chew rhymes with 2 and it'd be 2-0 and never mind. And up next, it's AC Milan versus Fiorentina. So here's the deal. Milan are in 7th on 41 points, 4 points behind Inter and Atalanta, who are sitting in the last 2 spots to qualify for Europe, and Fiorentina are in 8th on 40 points. So if either one of these clubs wants to qualify for the Europa League and feels somewhat good about all the hard work they're putting into this season, they have to win this game. A draw doesn't do either team any good, so it should be a great one to watch. So my prediction, even though Milan has lost their last 2 home games, Fiorentina had to travel midweek to Germany for the Europa League, where they had a hard-fought 1-0 win over Borussia Mönchengladbach on a fantastic free kick. And I just think they'll have sapped too much of their energy, and Milan's gonna sneak this one out 2-1. And look who we have here. It's Braga versus Benfica. In honor of my appreciation for the Portuguese league, which seems to supply more players to the top 5 leagues in Europe than any other league in the world, this game is gonna get some love from my previews and predictions correspondent, Adrian from Rabona TV. Adrian?
Braga, you messed it up. You started so well with a 1-0 loss to Porto and Edge Sporting by the same score, but shit went south around November. New manager Jorge Simão is doing as poorly as their former manager Paulo Fonseca. 4 matches without a win, losses to Rio Ave and Moreirense, the latter in the Taça da Liga final, and only 2 goals scored. That's trash. And Benfica have beaten Braga twice already this season, putting 6 goals past them. And speaking of goals, the Eagles have scored 29 in 2017 alone so far. Plus, Adrian can stop a cannonball with his form, and 36-year-old Luis Zong has the defense playing tighter than an Eagles Sorry. I feel like more pain is coming to Braga, and with confidence high at Benfica after their Dortmund victory, it could get ugly. 4-1 Benfica.
What he said. Also, here's some other games I'll be paying attention to, like AEK Athens versus Olympiacos, because Olympiacos has lost only once all season as they cruise to their 7th straight league title. I mean, what is this? Serie A? So it'd be nice to see one of their rivals take a little pleasure from beating them, so I am pulling for Athens, who are currently in 6th, to get the win. Also, the Sydney derby between the Western Sydney Wanderers and Sydney FC, and like my friends from Techerstan, we would love to see the Wanderers, who are currently wandering around the A-League in 6th place, beat the best team in Australia, if only so there's some suspense in the league before the playoffs start. Oh, and I'll be keeping my eye on Salzburg and Altach in the Austrian league, because they're both tied on points at the top of the table, and they're playing against inferior opponents this weekend, but that's when your concentration can slip. And finally, I'll be spying on all my good hombres in Liga MX, and in particular, the Super Clasico between Chivas Guadalajara and Club America. Now, in 2016, these two teams played against each other a record 7 times, and Chivas only won once. So they are going to be eager to start 2017 in the right way against their hated rivals. And again, honestly, if you guys can find this game on TV, you need to watch it because it's going to be epic. All right, that's it. That is all I got except for this. I am doing a pickup game in Miami tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. at the Soccer 5 Park in Hialeah. So hopefully you live close to that. And if you do, you need to come out and play. For the rest of you, have a good weekend. Later.